미티어가 뭡니까? 미티어. 아씨. 이디아민이 어디 대통령이었지? 우간다. 오늘은 좀 대통령 문제가 많아요. 파파라치. 그렇죠, 파파라치. 뭐지? 찌르고 막 조이고 찌르고 막 하는 게. 다이빙이네. 그러네. 그러네요. 내일 다이빙 하는데 다이빙을 못 맞추네.
Number 5. Nitrous oxide is also known as what? Let's see. It's laughing gas. Good job.
laughing gas. 아하.
Which US president won a Nobel
그죠.
Prize?
오늘도 대통령제 또 나왔죠. 프랭클린?
I heard the answer. It's Theodore
테오도로
Roosevelt.
루스벨트. 루스벨트인지 알고 있었어요.
Who was chair singing partner on her first song?
최하고 그 눈화장 직계한 가수 아닌가?
The answer is Sunny. Is Sunny is her brother?
써니, 손흥민, 써니. 써니가 누군지 몰라요. 쉐어는 누군지 알 것 같긴 합니다.
For every 7 white keys that are on the piano,
5개인데
how many black keys are there?
35개 총 피아노
The answer is 5.
5죠? 네. 피아노 총 35개가 있고
What does the statue of Liberty wear on her feet?
없어요. 아무것도. 맨발이야, 맨발.
It's sandal.
샌들 신었어? 그렇구나.
What is the name of the beach in London that opens to
이건 알죠. 타워 브릿지.
It's Tower Bridge.
네, 요거 하나 알겠더라고요.
Who wrote these Stack on Me and Jiggles?
몰라요.
It's Barry Manilow. What are underground mural places called?
묘지인데.
It's Catacomb.
카타콤. 알죠.
What do we find in a forticari? I heard the answer. It's ants.
앤트. 저것도 포미클리가 뭔지 몰라서 찾아봤는데 개미집이었습니다. 포미클리가.
Who holds up the earth? It's Atlas.
아틀라스. 지구를 들고 있는 그리스 신
What is the
아틀라스.
word for the science of birds?
뭔 얘기인지 모르겠어요.
Any guess? I heard the answer. It's biology.
폴로지요? 어렵네. 야, 이 단어를 모르니까.
River drains almost 2/3 of European Russia.
볼가. 볼가강.
Next number, what is the body's largest artery?
대동맥.
It's the aorta.
아오르타가 뭐야? 어렵습니다 오늘도.
No, you have a card. I noticed those ladies. But now who knows when you mark your card.
메모 웨이. 네, 블루 웨이. 모르죠. 배트맨과 로빈은 봤지만 마터만.
And for the last number, how many degrees are there in the San It's 180.
180도. 네, 180도. 네, 이렇게 해서 트리비아 20문제가 끝났습니다. 아유, 쉽지 않습니다. 드립에 이어서 드림에서는 이렇게 케이크 만들기 배틀을 진행합니다. 자, 요거는 제가 많이 봤죠. 근데 지금 배마다 약간 설정이 좀 다르긴 합니다. 그래서 여기는 어떻게 하는지 지켜볼 거고, 역시나 풀 버전은 다음 영상에서 볼 수 있도록 제가 다 녹화를 하도록 하겠습니다. 좀 지켜보겠습니다.
How to make a cake. And for that, of course, we're going to have one of our experts, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for our pastry chef, Jamal, from India. Welcome, Jamal. How are you doing today? As you heard a minute ago, these lovely people are enjoying the service that you provide. So the first question, how many people work for the food department? Okay. So, good morning, everybody. Everybody can hear me? Okay, my name is Jamal, and as you said, I'm a technician on this thing. Now, we have a team of outside 15 people working together on the code. That's why teacher is here. Okay. And so we are making outside all the result whatever you see on board is from scratch. We are not buying anything outside, all you can see is we are here on board. Okay. So we work almost like 24/7. We have people. We have people working at the daytime, we have people working at night time. So whatever you see, all the items, all the alternatives, whatever is anywhere in the ship, where you want to see the mirror, just think about my place. Yes, that is absolutely fantastic. And I got to tell you something. If you were to go to one of the valleys, when you see the pastry team, they are the happiest people over there, always having a lot of fun. And I believe it's due to all of the sugar that they consume and break in their faces. So it is a lot of fun. Whenever you see them around, somebody comes to them, you say hi to them. Right now, we have two ladies over there. Give us a wave. They're the young Tommy, always giving you some great treats. So once again, whenever they offer those treats to you, meet them, because we know that you have already paid for them. All right? So now, normally when we do these events, I call one of you from an assistant. Now, yesterday, after the morning show, Joey, your assistant cruise director, told me, Jerry, I want to do it. I'm a great pastry chef. I know a lot of cooking. So I decided to today challenge Joey on a very cup on the food cup and the audience will be the ones deciding who is the better one that is. So ladies and gentlemen, please without further ado, we ask you our assistant cruise director, Chef Joey. Look at that style. What a beautiful specimen of man. He is very neat with his legs. Joey, welcome, and as well the Big Masters. Why is your hat tilted that way? Is that that's a new fashion apparently. Yeah? You remind me of Popeye's Stadium. Remember him? Yes. What's the name of Popeye? Popeye Babies? What's the name? What's the name of Popeye's Babies? Baby Popeye. Sweet pea. I'm going to refer to as sweet pea now. Alright, so audience, take notes, pay attention. We're going to decide at the end of this competition who did a better job. We know that Jamal is going to be the best one, most likely. But the competition is between Joey and myself. So let's make this a fair game, Joey. There you go. Game is on. So, today we're going to teach you how to make a black forest cake. So, Chef Jamal, will you guide us through the ingredients that we need? Okay, once again, so today I'm going to show you how to make a black forest cake. The most easiest way. Alright, so easy way so that when you go home you can make it. You can make it. When you go home, of course you are trying the such a simple way I was saying how to do it. Alright, so here we have the sponge. Okay, so now, the first thing, what you do is, how many people they love to eat cakes? Okay, that's it. How many want to make cakes? Okay, same people. Okay, alright, very good. So, today we want to make a black forest cake and you see I have a...
왜 맨날 저 케이크로만 하는지 모르겠습니다. 좀 다른 케이크도 좀 하지. 비슷하긴 하겠지만. 네.
Jamal, how much gluten is in this sponge? Is it gluten free?
No, it has a flour and egg.
Anybody gluten free?
Wheat flour.
Oh, nobody's gluten free. So you're safe. Good.
So if you want to make gluten free, you can use rice flour. This one is okay, but of course, in the regular, when you are making the regular cake, use the regular flour or also flour that you call it. Also, if you want to make something different, you can go for the different flour. But regularly, we use all the flour.
Beautiful. So we have the chocolate sponge. Now let's see that we have some chocolate.
Okay, and now what I have is sugar syrup here. Simple sugar syrup.
Sugar syrup?
Yeah, the ratio is 1:1, like 100 grams of water and 100 grams of sugar. Just take a little bit, boil it up, and that's it.
Beautiful. Sugar syrup.
Sugar syrup.
Beautiful. Nice. Some more of it. Then we got some cherries.
I have some dark cherries here. That is a traditional from the black forest cake. If you are making a black forest cake, you have to use this cherries. And anyway, it's just an option, but when you go for the black forest cake, you have to use the dark cherries. If you want to change something, you can change out according to, it's not a hard and fast that you have to follow the same way.
Freestyle baking.
Yes.
And we got some
And we have some red still cherry justice for the garnish. This is what ingredients what you see here, that is from the traditional black forest cake.
perfect. We got some chocolate markings over here.
We have some chocolate shavings here on the top. And some cream here. This is just a white cream. It can be vanilla chocolate, it can be whipped cream, it can be other cream also. If you want to use it according to your taste and palate.
Beautiful.
Okay, now that's not the least. This is the traditional liquor that we're going to use with this. Traditional liquor. That is dishwasher, cherry liquor.
That's dishwasher?
Dishwasher.
Dishwasher. Dishwasher. And it's have you tried this before? Yes. It's a cherry flavored brandy. Strong. Smells very nice. We're going to buy this one. Regular liquor store? Yeah. Perfect. Well, let's do this. Let's see how you're getting your blocks.
So this one, and again, this liquor also is the same thing. If you want to use, it's okay. If you don't want to use, it's all options in this one.
All options.
But when we are making this black traditional one, we have to use it. Okay.
Alright, so let's move up, because of course we're following USDH procedures, and of course we're going to be as clean as possible. And are you ready, Joey? Now, Joey, what's your cooking background?
I cook a lot.
You cook a lot?
Yeah, I cook sunny-side egg,
Alright.
boiled egg,
Okay.
and scrambled egg,
Yeah.
and sunny-side up egg,
Okay, you want to say that one?
and egg rice.
Egg rice, excellent. So lots of eggs, Joey. But do not. Joey is actually almost an expert. Me, I'm not really that good at cooking or baking. However, I was just on vacation, and in 2 months I came to watch a TV show on Netflix. Probably heard about it, like Great British Bake Off. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. So I'm gonna put all of those things that I've learned for the past 2 months into today's cake. So I hope that you support and I hope that you enjoy this. You're going to decide who's the best one, Joey or myself. Chef Jamal, let's do this.
Okay.
We'll load up, we have a sponge.
Firstly, I'm just gonna pour it there. You want the liquor?
I'm going to want the liquor.
Okay.
Also, we're going to add it to the mix.
Okay. You want it?
Yes.
It is strong.
And then just make it, and then
Alright, excellent.
Okay, here I will just use this one.
Alright.
But as I said earlier, if you want to use it, it's just an option. So here you have liquor, and this one you have liquor. But this one I just leave it like that.
That one's going to be no liquor. Alright, Chef, we got over here the chocolate sponge. What's going to be step number 1?
Okay, so you need to right here.
Get your sword.
This cake has to be sliced in 3 layers. Before that one, the first thing what you do, just trim it out from the top layer, just trim it out.
A little bit of shading at the top. You nailed the corner in. Be careful.
I've been just
Now we have to cut this.
여기는 다른 배랑 다르게 위에서 깎는 거 쉐이빙부터 하네요. 그리고서 센터로 가는 거. 보통 쉐이빙까지 돼서 나왔었는데 여기는 쉐이빙을 직접 합니다.
Alright, so done. So the first one is out.
So you need to cut this one into 3 layers. One, and then again, I'm gonna cut.
Okay, hold on. This is what we cut. Good at the job. How you doing, Joey? Doing sorry.
Yes, because I want my cake perfect.
But it has to look like this. Right, so 3 layers. Oh, sweet. Right, so then the first one. Alright, done. 3 layers. So, okay, so I'm going to remove that top 2, right? Yes. Top 2 over here on the big, oh, not enough layers. You see? Alright, Jamal, thank you, Jamal. Alright, excellent. Jamal, when somebody applies to be a pastry chef over there on your team, how many years of experience do they need, or did they experience at all? Is that something that they learn on the job?
Of course, experience is the best teacher always, especially if you are depending on at least you have more for over there for 2 years or 3 years.
Okay, so before coming on board, you must have some sort of experience in the hotel business.
저 오른쪽 아저씨는 일부러 저 설정이죠 또 더노처럼 하고 있습니다.
Alright, this is getting some snacks for later. Alright, so next, what do we do, chef?
Okay, so the next one is now I'm gonna just put some syrup on this one so the cake looks
So, sir, we get a little brush. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we apply some of this. But it's not good enough. I think it's more this one. There you go. Shall we? Okay, so this. Very nice. You see? The line that Joey, you want to do this? Keep going in.
My cake is finally
Okay, so on the curly cake, this one is going to be for the adults. And also for the crew members. Okay. You can smell it. It is actually an hour. It is 90 proof. That's all right. You know how to say 1 shot here, wash your egg, keep it moving away. Yeah. There you go. Alright, so put that next. Hold on, let me make it pretty. There you go. So now it's all nice and moist.
Now put some cream on the top.
Whipped cream. How much?
You wish.
I wish. Okay.
And then you need to spread all over.
So we get the spatula.
Yes, sir.
Look at that technique. What do you call these?
Turntable. What's that turntable?
Turntable. I was expecting a more fancy name, but it's a turntable.
Wait, I got
Alright, Joey.
Generally have to spread it out. Have to mix together. What part of the are you from, chef?
I'm from Kolkata.
Of the capital.
Yes, one more. That's not the capital of India.
What's the capital?
New Delhi.
Delhi.
Oh, they moved, they changed.
Last time.
Last time they changed.
There is one out of 4 right there.
Right, Joey. Done. Chef, is that good enough?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next one.
Perfect. We're gonna go to cherries.
Cherries.
Yep. Just all around.
Okay, next. I'm gonna put some fresh cherries.
Fresh from the can.
Fresh fruit.
Okay, so just put it in the middle. Doesn't matter if it looks pretty or not. You know, this is not covered, right? From the next layer.
That's definitely the filling inside.
Alright. There you go.
Yeah,
Cheers right there.
You ready?
Joe, you're doing a great job. I don't know if you can see Joe. Actually, that looks pretty legit. It's very professional. Have you done this before, Joe?
Yes, I was in the cooking class back.
Yeah.
Yes, I tried really learn some basic recipes.
Yeah. You're like a Filipino Rachel Ray. You know who Rachel Ray?
Or the one from France.
have already, they're gonna send
No.
for
Alright, Joey. Let's go to the next one.
Okay. Next
The middle one.
So this is
Chef,
the
which one do you think I
starboard
should use?
spinnaker.
The skin one?
It's not gonna be fried.
Skin one, alright.
And this
You
one
want
also
over here?
fried this.
And I think I know what's the next step, Chef. Correct me if I'm wrong. Your
I
washer.
have also one for you.
Well, yeah.
So this is
Your washer.
yeah.
There you go.
Alright?
We'll go in
Okay.
the multifunction room is
Multifunction room, that's 13. That's what I prefer.
Okay, we'll go.
To have an
in a minute.
intimate ceremony.
Yes.
Now spread it with the cross, Joey.
Thank you.
The general manager is here for you to assist as well. Yeah.
Perfect. Is anybody into
Alright.
the restaurant business, cooking business?
Hello. Good morning.
Well, you don't know any better.
Anyone who needs to put down speed.
Everyone. All right, perfect. So, second layer is there. What's that? Oh, it's okay. Awesome. We got more cream.
Cream is made of
Cream.
cream. Everybody will say this one.
Look at the style that the chef has, like, little samples, it's done, and it looks beautiful. So if you were to make this, what are the calories for our guests? How long this cake take? Like 15 minutes?
Usually, what we do, depending on what we are doing, like this one takes like as you make the sponge, when you are making the sponge, that to make the sponge it takes around like 45 minutes. Okay, the process is a more longer. Like this one, after you bake it out from the oven, it need to be cooled down at least for 2 hours.
Okay.
Otherwise, you cannot slice it.
Well, once you have like the sponge and you have all the ingredients, one of your guys, how long did it take to put it together? 10 minutes, 5 minutes? That's great. That is absolutely fantastic.
The cake looks kind of mess.
Focus on your stuff, man. Looks like the next one that. Looks like a quinceañera cake. Alright, so I'm confident it's gonna look good at the end. Don't worry. So I believe the next step will be putting more of the cherries. Okay, so let's put more cherries.
Okay, next.
Alright, cherries, cherries. Wait, hold on.
You like to put more alcohol in the drink?
I think with more cherries water. Thumbs up, they said, I'm gonna wait to put the top layer. It's getting a bit soggy over here.
This is very good.
Somebody's phone is ringing.
Secretary.
Cherry's got a personal assistant over there. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, the lovely lady that you just saw walking on stage, that is Sheena. She's an academic administrator. She's the one that, she's like the backbone of the entertainment department. She's the person that creates the freestyle daily. She's the one that will take the screen. So give her a big round of applause because she is a big part of the entertainment business. And if you ever see a spelling mistake or a grammar mistake on the freestyle daily, you know what to call it. Alright. So now we put the top layer. You see, Joey, it doesn't look like that.
It is bad.
It's alright, I guess. Alright, so we put that on. So next, we're gonna go with more of this fish washer. You're gonna need 1 or 2 slices of this, and you're gonna be hot, so that's pretty good. There you go. Joey, you need some of this? You sure?
Yeah, I'm not don't use too much. I don't really get it in my count.
Okay, perfect. So that one. Oh man, it's falling apart. Okay. Next.
That doesn't look like a cake.
Joey, wait till the final result. You're gonna love it. So, cream. Is this one good? Pour it up the cream?
Yes, sir.
The whole thing. Perfect. How creamy you like it? A lot of cream? A lot of cream. And this guy is ready. Alright, here we go.
Ready?
Yes.
Have you watched the movie Mrs. Doubtful?
This is up right here. Oh, we're something
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And there's a part there where this, I think,
Robin Williams?
he used yes to one in different ways.
Yeah, are you gonna do that? Is that one of your secret covered that?
Yes, sir.
The whole thing, Joey.
But we have to be gently.
How does he do that? Look at mine. Look at Jamal's. Jamal, what is it, the trick? The practice, the patience? How many years have you been in the business? 16 years. What was the first position that you joined the company in? Assistant pastry, and now you're the chief pastry, right? That is absolutely fantastic. So if you ever have one of the treats around the ship, most likely Jamal took part on it. What's your favorite cake? Your personal favorite cake?
All of my favorites. All of them.
All of them?
Whatever I make, all of favorites.
What is the guest's favorite? Which one is the one that gets requested the most? Chocolate. I know the carrot cake. I don't know if you tried the carrot cake at the carrot cake. It's so good. You gotta try it. Okay, hold on. Almost there. Joey, are you in?
Do you know what carrot cake is made of?
Carrot cake? I'm assuming carrot?
Actually, it's not here. I was supposed to be big, but he wants competition.
And by inviting me, he was like, Jerry, come on, I want to do it. And I'm so happy that you were able to take the time off your day to join me here, Joey. Did anybody watch the morning show yesterday? Well, today? With Joey? Nobody. Over 1 hour to record it. Then a meeting takes about 2 hours to edit it. Then it takes about 45 minutes to get uploaded into a server, and not a single person watched it. I didn't watch it, think as long as one person watched it, I'm going to continue it. But that's on channel 20, so you have like 20 minutes of your day to waste, make sure that you watch it. Because Joey teaches a lot of very useful information.
Yes.
Okay, so I think that looks good, right? Yeah? Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
I will put that in just to a little bit for our yesterday.
Yeah?
Okay. Most of the people what I see here is very difficult for me to clarify. Am I right?
That's right.
To make it flat like this. Right? Most of the time it's happening when you are doing something. So I'm going to give you a very simple thing. Just add some.
No.
Only.
I think they're lactose intolerant.
Okay?
Okay, no, come on. No bad things.
Okay?
There you go.
From there, on the top. Then what do you do? Spread it.
Okay. So it's like a mix of the grease and also using the corn cake.
Usually what you see, you want to have a little bit of form of making flat. Which one is the one?
Oh, nice. Awesome, chef.
Then you make that noise.
Okay, perfect. Will you assist Joey as well? Mine's perfect. Yeah, but then he's going to say that I cheated because the chef helped me out. So, yeah, come on, help me.
Need a help?
No, mine is fine. This is fully cake.
Okay, you can try it over.
That's right. So we got the page done. Now what's next? How are we going to make it pretty?
Okay, now we have a small piping bag here, right here. Need to open it.
Then fill it up with cream, right?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
That cake is loves and sweetness.
The cake is sticky?
Yes. We have that inside. What do you call this one?
This is called piping bag. You have a, as I said, this is not very cake, so just
Where can people buy these things?
anywhere in the supermarket.
Supermarket.
Anywhere where they are very pastry, confectionery stuff, you're gonna get it.
Walmart, Target, Publix.
Oh no, you know what? They pronounce it market, not market.
Target. Target. I think it's French, right? Alright. How did you do that? I didn't see. Just squeeze it? Oh, nice. So all around.
This hand is well.
Nice. What do you think, Chef? All right, Joey, that's actually pretty good. But you missed the spot. Okay, there you go. All right, Chef, we're done over here. What do you call these little things? You know the name? Rosettes. Rosettes. Okay.
Okay, now, just the decoration. Get ready as you want you like.
Chocolate?
Yeah.
Oh no, cherries.
Cherry, you can have the cherry, you can have the chocolate, whatever you have there.
Very nice, everyone's right. All right. One each one of the rosettes.
Last. So ladies and gentlemen, right after this, don't forget we have lots of activities happening for you. We have music, we have dance class, we have bingo, and then at night we have a racial party which starts which is what should we have?
We have upgrade. Don't you remember they're gonna do
What
a
happens
concert?
is
It's
this
gonna be
thing
fun,
here,
right?
and this
Jody,
one is water.
now it's time to do some chocolate. Someone give me that. And then all around. Yeah.
Check.
All right. What do you think? I think it's good, isn't it? Not enough chocolate. All right. Your wish is my command. There you go. Oh man, it's getting messy. Chocolate. Joey, what are you doing there, man?
This is art.
It's hard indeed.
I was reading already, yeah?
Art that doesn't exist.
Man, it's not falling apart, but Alright, let's see. More chocolate or is that enough? That's pretty good, they said. But I think we need a little bit more over here. Just for those white spots. Ready? Wait, hold on. Compact it.
Basically, they were buying from because we are also wholesalers. Each and every one is getting it. Now we are selling.
Wait, hold on. Maybe one up. So, what else are we missing, Chef?
We are almost there now. We need to transport this kid.
Transfer the kids onto the plate. That's gonna be the tricky part. Is there a way to do it so that it doesn't fall apart?
We do this.
Yeah, that's why we need the kids.
Depending which one you like.
Alright, so before we transfer it, let's get the bubbling going. So you can see chefs have this absolutely beautiful. So you see that at the Garden Cafe. You're gonna absolutely love it. Don't do it. If you happen to see Joey's at the Garden Cafe, you will instantly think that you're cruising the carnival. And yeah, alright, so you're gonna vote. You're gonna see who did the best job. I'm assuming the chef did the most professional job, so please give me a big round of applause. Now, the competition is on. Joey, you did a fantastic job. I believe it has a lot of character. It's very unique.
It is unique.
So, who thinks that Joey did the best job? Who thinks that I did the best job? Joey, you get the first points. I'm going to challenge you now to what I call a cake flip off. So what are you going to do? You're going to grab your cake and you're going to try to do a full rotation and the cake will flat on your hands, bottom first. Alright? You think you can achieve that with your gloves on? Chef, you want to go ahead and try first? Or I'm going to set the example. I've been practicing. This is the part that I focus the most on And it is flipping the cake. So look, Joe, this is the technique. You're gonna get your spatula underneath the cake, and slowly. Oh, I put too much of that huge washer. It's like sweating. I feel it dripping at the bottom. No, it's right. You don't do that. Across here. So look, you're gonna balance the cake. You're gonna kind of basically, I think this is like a 1.8 kilo, like a newborn baby. Then you're gonna flip it towards you and muscle and without falling apart. When I put too much cream, on your hands without falling apart, right? And then, ready? Can you do it? Oh, hold on. Let me just. Man, it's gonna be tough. Way too much. Here we go. Remember, towards you, land on your hands. Bottom first. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
새로운 거라네요.
Alright, so Joey,
Now, without touching the cake, this cake goes to the plate. Without touching.
well, first I want to see you flipping it.
I don't want to take this from my cake.
Jeff, will you flip yours for us? You think you flip? Alright, so Joey, what are you gonna do?
I guess first things in order to do that, you have to make a plate. As I said, without moving the cake goes to this plate. It's very easy. This is how we do it. You put the plate in front of you, you do this plate.
No.
See, you destroy the egg. This. Without moving the cake.
Very well done. I'm gonna put my hand over there. There you go. That's heavy. There you go. So ladies and gentlemen, that's how you make a black forest cake. Do me a favor, please. Give it up for Chef Jamal. I recommend if you're not going to run into Jamal or you're running to win the pastry team, talk with them. They're super nice people. And if you're doing something we're making, they can give you some tips and tricks on how to do it. Of course, please be nice together for the one and only Joey, your assistant coach right there. He's going to get through in just a few minutes off the dinner lounge.
Yes.
Also, a jackpot of $3,500, single game extreme in a budget. It's around $20. So $20 will get you $3,500. And now what we're going to do in this case, we're going to take them to the party family. Okay, he's gonna take them to the crew nest apparently, but today when you go to the garden buffet, make sure that you try all of those delicious desserts. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for joining us on here.
네, 이렇게 케이크 만들기 배틀이 끝났고, 뭐 다 비슷하긴 했는데 다른 배더라고. 막판에 케이크 한 바퀴 돌리는 거는 또 새로운 거였습니다. 뭐 그게 대단한 건 아닌 것 같고요. 네. 저는 또 다음 선내 생활을 이어가도록 하겠습니다. 너무 사람이 많아요.
And then moving on, we've got meats all the way from India. This is the one instructor based on that, so he's more specializing in Italian cuisine. Next, we've got all the way from Philippines, we've got Alan Palat. Alright, he's mainly based in the Windows restaurant, okay? Last but not least, we've got Celso all the way from Philippines.
Yeah.
Alright, so he's the one who's based in the Taste restaurants. Alright, so what we have today, we've got different two worlds specifically. We've got New World and Old World style of wine. So basically what we have, we've got the Italian wines, the French wines, we've got Chile and Argentina, and then we've got USA. So how it goes about this wine tasting, okay, we're going to be going around through different regions. We recommend for you to go to each and every station, and our knowledgeable wine stewards are going to be explaining to you what's in the wine, how it tastes, and we're recommending what type of food you're going to be having with it. And then right next to the station, they've got some dunk buckets and some pitchers of water for you to rinse your glasses, and then you dunk it, and then you taste on the other wine. Okay, I would like not to hold so much time. We've got breadsticks just to cleanse the palate. I don't want to hold so much time up for you. Ladies and gentlemen, let's start on with the tasting. So thank you so much. Hopefully you will enjoy.
이렇게 돌아다니면서 와인 즐기면 됩니다. 아르헨티나부터
I'll try the white, please. White. Okay, let's bash this.
아이고 아르헨티나부터 먹어야겠다.
Casablanca, Bali, Chile. This wine is very young, very fresh.
칠레.
Okay, this the wine maker is one of the Rothschild family. The one
이제 받은 거는 칠레. 말백은 제가 방에도 있죠 하나. 이제는 칠레 말백 와인을 가져왔고요. 사람이 너무 많습니다. 진짜 정신이 없습니다. 뚝딱 먹고 가야겠어요. 플로리다 친구 줄리가 로제가 좋다고 했습니다. 여기서 로제를 먹으려고요. 그리고 웨스턴 이스트인가 미국 와인이 레드 와인이 맛있더라고요. 이것도 먹어보겠습니다.
Already. So those who have not met me yet, my name is Stephanie. I'm your cruise next manager here on board. And I'll be taking your extraordinary journeys presentation. Now this extraordinary journeys is in the name. We're going to be going to extraordinary places around the world. I'm going to take you to Greenland and take you through Asia and South Africa. I'll take you to South America. There's a lot of different destinations. Now as you already have the itinerary guide, you'll see that it's pretty thick. So I can't talk about all the places, unfortunately, but I'm going to try and give you an overview the best that I can. Now you may have noticed the region is always changing itineraries. We're always bringing out new ones or adapting our old ones. So the way I have to go through this presentation is really just talk about some words fairly generically rather than specific itineraries on this one, just so I get through them all and you get hopefully a vast overview of what we have to offer. It is not the only presentation I'm doing. I do have a pre-nut presentation. So you saw the video just a second ago on the pre-nut, and that is called Future of Cruising. It'll be on the second last sea day. And then on the last sea day, we have our Future Cruise presentation. So I'll mention all the itineraries that I haven't mentioned today. Because there's so many, I need to split it up. So that's really the only reason for that. Now you will see myself constantly wearing this big yellow bag. You see it advertised around this ship. And what this free money is the Cruise Next program. Hopefully you all know what the Cruise Next program is. But if you do not worry, I'm going to tell you. So what Cruise Next is essentially is pre-buying your deposit for your future cruises. Now please do not feel pressurized while you're on board to have to pick that ship and sail date, because with the Cruise Next program we give you 4 years to decide when and where you want to sail. So a lot of time, deposits you purchase now will last until 2027. Now when you do decide to pick that ship and the sail date, you can either book directly through NCL, or you can go through a travel agent if you have one. You can get any pricing, promotions, or discounts that are offered, and you'll still be able to use the Cruise Next with that. So it's always going to be a combination. It's never going to be one or the other. Now, as well, you can transfer them. So if you're feeling quite generous, you want to give them to friends, to family, that is also an option. We have that quite often. Funds, contracts, yes, I've got a bunch of them, because we want to take them to employees. Well, that's a really nice box. My boss would never do that. But that is also an option, just so you know how flexible they can be. And they can be used on any length of cruise. These are longer, and of course we don't do anything shorter, because Brian would be. Now the benefit of the cruise program is we give you Elmer credit. That's the free money. Now this Elmer credit can pretty much be used anywhere across the ship. The only things it does not come off is any casino charges or service charges. but it does come off anything else. If you're somebody that doesn't spend very much money on board, or maybe you pre-book different things, so you don't need onboard credit, please still inquire how the program works, because you can still utilize the onboard credit, just maybe in a non-traditional way. This onboard credit can actually offset the charge of the deposits. Sorry, I'm just making to go somewhere. So the onboard credit will offset the charge of the deposits, so you can use them that way. Just going to take some water to fill this my glass. Alrighty, okay. I will go more in depth how exactly that works a little bit later on. Now, with the ships that we have in the fleet, we currently have 18 ships sailing. We currently have 18 ships sailing. Starting from the Spirit, she is our baby. She is the smallest one in the fleet. Going all the way up to our Prima that came out last year. She is not even a year old. Now again, I will mention the ships in more depth in my next presentation. Okay, so the first itinerary I will mention is Iceland and Greenland. And Greenland is one of our brand new ports of call. We have been going there for, I would say a year, but we've only really sailed there a few times already. So with our Iceland and Greenland, it starts in Southampton, it will end in Iceland, or to start in Iceland and then end in Southampton. So there is the one-way trips. We have also just brought out a fairly new itinerary. It doesn't start until 2025. But you can also do New York to Iceland, Iceland to New York, and on some of those you also transit through Greenland as well. Now, right where we dock in Iceland, several different ports of call in Iceland, but the main one, the capital, is Reykjavik. Now, when you're in Reykjavik, 100% you want to do the Golden Circle tour. That is going to get you through these beautiful waterfalls and geysers, UNESCO World Heritage Sites. You'll see all the beautiful greenery that is there. That is the main thing you want to do. But for most of our Iceland itineraries, you will have an overnight in Reykjavik. So if you do have the 2 days, highly recommend also seeing the Blue Lagoon. And that is your famous sulfur pools. Now in the overnight, you can actually do it as a nighttime excursion. So then you have the beautiful sunset while you're in the sulfur pools. So that is also a really nice benefit that you have. Now, despite Iceland become Iceland and Greenland become Greenland, you may know this, it should in a way be reversed. Iceland has a lot of beautiful greenery, Greenland is very icy. I don't know if you made a mistake there, calling them something separate, but you will see when you get to Greenland, it's kind of nicknamed New Alaska. So you're going to have beautiful glaciers, you're going to have the whale watching trips, and you're going to go through these really small, quaint towns. It'll be a very unique experience. It is, of course, very rural, so there's not going to be a whole lot happening there, but you are going for the scenery, this beautiful scenery. The really nice thing about Greenland is we are lucky enough to sail through the longest fjord in the world, which is Swansea Sound. So, right at the top map, don't know if you'll be able to see it, but right above Iceland, there's a very long name beginning with Anne. Will I try to pronounce that on the microphone? No. So I'll say the English way, which is Swansea Sound. We will sail into this fjord. We won't sail all the way through, but we'll sail into it, we'll turn around and sail back out. And that is the longest fjord that is in the world. So we'll have that opportunity with our Iceland and Greenland itineraries. And as you can see, comparison-wise between Iceland and Greenland, Greenland is quite a bit larger than Iceland. So there's a lot of things to see and do. Now, with this itinerary as well, the one thing that we introduced is a lot more places in Norway. We started going to Norway in around 2017. We went through the fjords, we saw some beautiful sights, and we wanted to expand upon that. So we have Norway, but we brought in again more rural destinations, so we get to see the less touristy parts of Norway. So you'll have more of the untouched parts of Norway, so that's something even more Norway you want to look. And a couple of itineraries will actually embark and disembark in Norway itself. So that's in Greece. Now, a lot of people have already asked me, where's Piraeus? A lot of our European ports, we cannot say the city because it is a little bit of a drive, maybe 30 minutes, sometimes an hour, not normally any longer than that. But Piraeus is in Athens. You're very close, you're about 20 minutes from Athens to Piraeus, depending exactly where you want to go. Athens will get you to the Acropolis, so it'll get you to one of the more mythical several wonders. So that is an option. And on top of the Acropolis, you'll have the beautiful view of Athens below you. So it's one of the highest parts in Athens that you can get to. And then you're going to continue sailing south. A lot of the cruises is going to stop in, well, it's going to stop in Jordan, but the port to get you to Petra. So if you want to tick off one of the 7 more wonders, if that's on your bucket list, Petra is the place to do it in Jordan. Now it is going to be a full day excursion. It's going to take about 12 hours or so, 10 to 12 hours, because it does take a while to get into Petra, and then of course get back. And you're going to learn about the mystery behind Petra and the abandoned city that is there. And then again, you're going to continue sailing. You're going to go through the Suez Canal. A couple of them will have multiple different ports in Egypt. This is what you want to watch out for. So in Savannah, which is the top photo there on the right-hand side, if you have an overnight in Savannah, you will have enough time to go to the pyramids. Basically, the first day that you arrive, you disembark your ship, you fly over to Cairo, you'll spend a night in Cairo, you'll see the pyramids, and then the next day, you'll fly back and join the ship. You haven't really missed any ship time, because all we've done is stayed in Savannah. If you only have one day, it's going to be too far to get yourself there. So do keep that in mind. But there is now a new ports called Port Said and Alexandria. You only have one day there, but again, it is enough time to get to the pyramids in that one day. So this is where to be mindful when you check the itinerary. Check on the NCL website. And the easiest way is learn about our cruises, ports of call, pick a port of call, and then you'll be able to see the excursions to see if the pyramids is included in that. Once you're done in Egypt, you're going to sail down to Oman in Muscat. Now this is one of the only ports or cities in Oman that you can actually visit the most. It's the second largest, and it's the only one that will actually allow visitors to get into the mosque. So we are very lucky to have that opportunity. Now going into the mosque is not your type of thing. There is a beautiful open air market along the waterfront in Muscat that you can get spices, jewelry, souvenirs, trinkets, all of it right there on the beautiful waterfront. And then again, you can keep sailing down and you can go to the capital of UAE, which is the Abu Dhabi. Again, holding one of the largest mosques in the whole world. And again, this is one that we can visit. Now this mosque has over 1,000 white pillars, over 100 white domes, reflective pools, and Swarovski-encrusted chandeliers. It's over the top. There is a lot of space, but the building itself, you'll feel complete awe. It is a gorgeous city, or a gorgeous building to go into. Now again, if mosque is not your thing, there is plenty of other things to do in Abu Dhabi. If I have any F1 fans, there is an F1 museum that is Abu Dhabi, and it's one of the only places that you can feel the simulator of the G-force in the cars. So that's in Abu Dhabi too. And where some of these cruises will end is in Dubai, one of the most extravagant cities in the world, and also where you'll find the tallest building in the world as well. Regardless where you're in the city, you'll be able to see it somewhere, at least the tip of it. So you'll have that in Dubai. Now some of the cruises will end in Dubai, and you can do it back-to-back, like this one. So you will start this particular cruise in Istanbul. You will hit all the places that I mentioned. You will go through the Suez Canal, and then you're going to end the cruise in Dubai. Now, of course, you can just leave us there and say goodbye to the ship and carry on with what you want to do, or you can back-to-back some of these cruises, especially on the Dawn. Now, the Dawn is starting a lot of these repositioning cruises this year, around October, and you can link a lot of them up pretty seamlessly together. So from Dubai, if I'm not mistaken, it will go to Doha or somewhere along there, and again, you can back-to-back them. But there is some other cruises that are hanging around the Middle East, like the Sky and the Sun, so please do check those itineraries out. Now, South Africa is also an itinerary Now, I know a lot of you already have trips that maybe conflict with this. Do not worry, we will release more dates further out. We're just waiting for us to get a little bit closer to these sailing dates, and then we'll expand them for the future years. New ports of call, we obviously have to test how logistically it works, how, the little things, tweak it if we need to. So we do wait a little while to release brand new ports of call for the more dates. Now with this particular part, with South Africa and more, one of the places that you go to is the Seychelles Islands. Now there's going to be 2 ports in the Seychelles. The first one is going to be Port Victoria. This is your main export for vanilla and coconut oil. So if you want some souvenirs again to bring back, these are your places to get it done. And also you can visit the very colorful Hindu temple that is very close to where we dock on the ship. Now a very different contrast to Port Victoria is La Digue. Now La Digue is an island also in the Seychelles. It is only a third of it is occupied, so 70% is not. And it is still the third most busy or more populated island. So there's not a lot of people in the Seychelles, but this is going to be very similar to your experience yesterday in Mystery Island. You all like Mystery Island? Yeah, right? It was beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. That is going to be a similar experience to La Digue, having the island almost to yourself, that crystal clear water, the beautiful blues coming through, the forestry. That is what you'll find in La Digue. So if you want to see something similar to Mystery Island, but you want to take off somewhere else in the world, that is where you want to go. Now with the rest of the cruises, it pretty much kind of dots in between the islands that is on the east coast of the African continent. So you've got Madagascar there. For some reason the R skipped off of Madagascar, so it's Madagascar. And Mozambique is the most popular destination, and that's where you'll find the gigantic allium trees, and you'll get amazing wildlife coming in, like chameleons and lemurs, and again, you can pretty much see them anywhere around the city. And then you keep sailing down. We have about 5 different ports in South Africa alone. One of them is going to be Mossel Bay. Now, Mossel Bay, if you do not have time to maybe end your cruise in Cape Town and go somewhere else to do an AIM safari, and you don't have time to do that, you definitely have enough time to do it in Mossel Bay. There is a game reserve, again, quite close to where we dock. There is an excursion that you can do this, and when I did it, I might be very lucky, but also there's just an abundance of wildlife there. I was able to see the majority of the big 5. So I saw lions, hippos, rhinos, elephants, buffaloes. It was amazing. So if you don't have the time, definitely at least get yourself to Mossel Bay to be able to do the game reserve that is there. And then where a lot of cruises will end is going to be Cape Town, South Africa. It's one of the 3 capitals. I know, I don't know how a country can have more than one capital, but they do, they're special. And in Cape Town, you've got the Tabletop Mountain, so Tabletop Mountain. And if you want to take a cable car to the top of it, you can. Now, sometimes, because it is quite high up, that might get cancelled because of the wind. I wouldn't advise hiking up it, but that could be your other option. Or you can go and take a trip to Robben Island to see where Nelson Mandela was imprisoned for all those years. So quite a lot of history in Cape Town and beautiful views. That is what you can experience there. Now, with Cape Town itself, some of the cruises, like I mentioned, end there. Some of the cruises start there. We have a few that is a round trip, Cape Town to Cape Town. I forgot I actually have a clicker. I brought it and I keep it to my laptop. So this is one of the examples to a lot of the islands that I mentioned. So it's going to be Doha down to Mauritius. So this particular one's not going to end in Cape Town, but then you can do a back-to-back in Mauritius to Cape Town, and that's really getting a lot of the kind of Cape Town spots, in South Africa spots, and again around to the Madagascar and Mauritius and some more ports of call. But the one I did mention, the round trip from Cape Town, is going to again enter in your South African ports, but it will get you to another country, which is Namibia. Now Namibia has 2 ports of call, which will be Lüderitz. Now Lüderitz used to be colonized by Germany, quite a lot of the countries in Africa. In Lüderitz itself, you'll be walking around the city and you'll find German-style buildings when you walk around the city. Even their cuisine is actually influenced by Germany. So apple strudel, do you think is very German. They actually have their own unique spin on it in Namibia. So that's also an option. Definitely try the local cuisine wherever you are, because it's the main thing to do. At least for me, because I couldn't. Now your other port will be in Walrus Bay, and that is where this photo is taken here. Walrus Bay has the second oldest but the largest sand dunes in the world in sand plains. Now here, you can be very adventurous if you want to do some 4x4, but also it's a great place for wildlife. We have over 150 different species of birds, whale watching, dolphin watching, all of that is right there in Namibia, really more specifically Walrus Bay. So that's another option. Now I do have a slide on it. Our first ever West Coast Africa trip that we've ever done. So it starts in Cape Town. You will sail up the west coast of Africa. You will hit places like Senegal, Gambia, you'll go all the way up to Morocco, and then you'll end in Barcelona. So this is also an option. This particular one is very popular. Currently it is on March 20th, 2024. This is the main one I would suggest. Just give us some time to release future dates. It has been so popular, we will bring out more dates. We're just waiting for you guys in the office to make that decision. Now I'm going to head over to Asia. Now the region has broken some records here with Asia, because we actually have the 3 ships that are going to be in Asia next year. We'll have the Jewel, we'll have the Sun, and the Sky, all doing different Asian ports and itineraries. But it's the first time we put 3 ships there. Normally it's just the 1. Now we have a Japan and South Korea itinerary. Mostly it is Japan. There's 1 stop in South Korea, but we can still name it Japan and South Korea. Where that is going to embark is going to be Tokyo. So that is your very typical look of Japan, especially Tokyo. With your skyscrapers lit up by neon lights. This is a thing to again get your physique, get your ramen or sushi, all that beautiful food that you can. If you're wanting to do anything a little bit more out of the box, we'll do some sumo wrestling or CMC wrestling tournament. I know there's a lot of ones happening all throughout the year. Now, a very different contrast to Tokyo is going to be Osaka. Now, Osaka is your historic epicenter of Japan. This is where you'll see over 400 Shinto shrines and over 1,600 Buddhist temples. You'll see it walking around this beautiful streets of Osaka. And again, sometimes you can find overnights in Osaka. For me, when you can find an overnight on any itinerary, that is when you want to grab it. Because the one, I would say, downfall of cruising is you don't get to see somewhere at night time. And you see a very different side of a city at night. So you get more of an overview of what that city or that country is about. And you do have maybe 2 days and an overnight there. So you have the opportunity in a lot of itineraries to go to Osaka. And then again, a complete 180 difference once again is Ishigaki in Japan. It's a very tropical part of Japan. The Japanese islands that are there, that is where you want to do your glass bottom boats, your snorkeling again. Again, it's crystal clear water, and you'll find more of the tropics. So only 3 ports of call that I've mentioned so far in Japan, and you will have a completely different experience in every single one. Now also other ports that we have, please ignore this, I should have took this off, we do not go to Shanghai at the moment. We do have all of our China ports gone, unfortunately, but hopefully at some point they'll come back. We do still have Keelung in Taiwan, so you can stay in Keelung itself, a very small, more rural port in Taiwan, or you can take a 30-minute drive into Taipei and you'll see the more built-up side of Taiwan. And if you do want to visit what was the tallest building in the world, which is the Taipei Skyscraper 101, that is going to be in the city of Taipei, sorry. So that is your other option for that port of call. Now this next one, we have just a few people that are excited about this because we've had people begging to go to this port for so long. And we have, again, just a few crew members that live here. You guessed it, it's the Philippines! So we're all very excited, right? Yeah! We are finally going to the Philippines, and there is quite a few different ports of call in the Philippines itself. Of course, you have to go to Manila, the capital. And if you want tips on the Philippines, I mean, there's an abundance of people Philippines. Is anybody back to back from last cruise? Yeah? So who are relieved for Dan? He will be on the Asia cruise, and he is going to be going back home, so he's really excited to go on the duel when this happens. But when we're in Manila, of course, it is the capital, so it's going to be a very built-up city in the Philippines. Please go to the National Museum to learn about the history that is in the Philippines. And then, of course, we go to some of the islands as well, so to get your tropical side, get the hot springs, canoe, kayak, do all of that wonderful adventure, because, oh, I'm probably going to get this wrong, but how many islands in the Philippines is there? There's thousands. Great, do you have the number for me? For how many islands are in the Philippines? 7,000 women. That's what let's say almost 8,000, because who's going to have the right number? So, of course, there's a lot to see and do, so please head over there. And then, of course, the rest of the Asian, and I will put in the disclosure now, some, but not limited to, because some of this presentation does need to be updated. You can now go back to Indonesia, go to Bali, and lots of other ports of call. But it's not just in this guide. Again, it is a fair overview, but there's still a lot more new, like brand new, we've just released it a few weeks ago, that's why they're not in here, Asian itineraries. But of course, we go to Vietnam, that is where you'll see the very famous limestone peaks, James Bond, that is where you'll see those from. And you can actually take boat rides around the limestone peaks, and there are several caves that you can actually sail into and see the beautiful caves lit up from the natural water. So that is right there in Vietnam. And of course, in Thailand, you'll have your gold encrusted temples, you'll have your Buddhist monuments built out of a single piece of jade, you'll have the famous floating canoe, open market as well. So all of that is going to be in Thailand for you. In Malaysia, this is where you'll find the amazing contrast of the temples, but also your rainforests, your beaches. Several World Heritage Sites are right there in Malaysia for you. And then where you might end and start several of these cruises is in Singapore. Now this is a great place to fly in and out of. As you might know, it is being voted the best airport in the world for, I lost count how many years, and you might be thinking, how on earth can an airport be nice and good? Nobody likes staying in an airport, but honestly, all the terminals have something interactive, a butterfly museum, a scrum-flower forest, lots of things, unimaginable things in an airport. So Singapore is always fun to fly in and out of. But also when you're actually in Singapore, I do recommend having a couple of days here, because there's a little bit for everybody in Singapore. If you love nature, there's beautiful botanical gardens that you can walk around for hours. If you are an animal lover, one of the few only places in the world that has a night safari zoo, so you can see more nocturnal animals. Also, if you're a foodie, there's tons of very cheap, very delicious foods around the city. And of course, you want to go to the garden side of days, so the famous gigantic tree structures. Now they have a show that goes on 2 times a day where they light up all the trees, and there is a music display that combine them together. You can actually walk around these trees as well. I didn't, I'm terrified of heights. Be braver than I, you can walk around these. And of course, here's your cloud rainforest and your flower domes. There's just so much to do. Now, several of these cruises will have repositioning cruises to get them in and out of Asia. One of them I'll mention is the Tokyo to Seattle. So for the Tokyo to Seattle, you are joining Tokyo. You'll see a couple of the Japanese ports. You will sail across the top of the Pacific, so really South Pacific, the top of the Pacific, and then you'll combine it with a lot of our Alaskan ports. So you'll see the fjords, you go to Juneau, where you can do your dog studying, you can do your whale watching tours, and then you'll end the cruise in Seattle. Now this next itinerary, I won't mention it too much, because we are currently on just the second half of it. But for anybody that did not stay, they didn't join last cruise, they got on the 28th like me, I'll just go over some things that you can expect when you do the Australia and New Zealand part. Now with Australia and New Zealand, we do have cruises that will start in Sydney, in Auckland, our start in Auckland, end in Sydney. And our people that are on last cruise, they started in Auckland and they ended in Sydney. And there is a lot of things that you can do. So in Sydney itself, we all know how beautiful Sydney is and how close we normally are to all these wonderful places. So I won't talk about Sydney. But we do also have a lot of the cruises in Melbourne, which is one of my favourite Australian cities. It is more of a cosmopolitan city. Well, at least I call it the London of Australia. So it's quite similar to that. Very foodie city. And you have your beautiful Australian vineyards for your wineries, which I'm also a fan of. That is just outside the city, about an hour maximum, I would say. And then when you start sailing through New Zealand. Now, in New Zealand, a couple of places that you can go to, but the main, I wouldn't say main highlight, but one of the highlights for sure, is the sounds. Now we go through 3 different sounds. For anybody that hasn't experienced the sounds, they're very similar to fjords. They're just not as large in scale and not as narrow, but they are just as breathtaking. Often referred to as the 8th wonder of the world because they're absolutely stunning. Now, my one tip, and I apologize for those who've already done this and didn't do it this way around, but in my own experience, going from Sydney to Auckland is probably the preference when talking about the sounds. Because the sounds start to get larger and more of a giant scale, I would say, when you do Sydney to Auckland. When you do Auckland to Sydney, you will go through the biggest sound first, and then it'll start to get smaller. So I don't want you to feel underwhelmed. Do it the Sydney to Auckland if you don't have a preference on the date. So if you're not trying to do a back-to-back. Now with the other ports, I've got Napier, New Zealand. Napier, New Zealand, in the 1930s or just 1929, it was constructed as an earthquake and they rebuilt it with an Art Deco theme that is still around today. So you'll see this very unique city when you walk through it. And again, if you're a fan of wineries, even closer, about 25 minutes from the ship, there's beautiful vineyards that you can do several different wine tastings in Napier. In Akaroa, sometimes it'll say Akaroa, sometimes it'll say Littleton's or Littleton or something like that. So just check which one. But if you do go to Akaroa, this is where you'll find the rarest dolphins in the world. They're called dolphins. They're about this big. They're very small. They're adorable. And you do have the opportunity to swim with those dolphins. If you're feeling brave enough. Now, I don't say that you need to be brave because they're aggressive or they're angry. They're actually very, very friendly. You have to be brave because the water is freezing. So please keep that in mind. I'm from Scotland, so I don't mind the cold water, but I still need to struggle, so I say a lot. And then in Taronga, you want to take your excursion to do the Hobbiton movie set. If you're a fan of the films or the books, that is a cool thing to do. Even if you're not a fan and you haven't seen the films, it's still a pretty cool movie set to walk around. So that's in Taronga. And then where you might end the cruise would be in Auckland. Or starting in Auckland. Now that is your cruise route. Either way that you go, you just go backwards, or either way you look at it as the route. Now, of course, this is the part that I'm not going to talk about because we're just about to embark it. So you picked a very great sailing. I know lots of people always want to do South Pacific and other itineraries. So I'm very excited to be on this itinerary with you. Has anybody done the South Pacific cruise before? No? Okay, very few. So for a lot of us, this will be a new experience. We'll experience it together. I'm very excited. Is anybody on back-to-back for next cruise? We're staying on the 14th and 24th. Amazing. I've had several guests inquire for next cruise to stay on. We do still have space. All I would say is if you book the airfare through the region, make sure you check to see what the airfare would be. Unfortunately, I can't help with that part, but I can give you quotes for the next cruise in case you want to stay on. So next cruise, for those who are not staying on, we do repeat the same French Polynesian islands. Then we have 4 sea days over to Hawaii. These are the 4 ports that we're going to go to in Hawaii. Then we're going to end the cruise in Honolulu. And we're going to see some beautiful nature and, of course, some really great ports to call at that point. Now, I don't have a slide on it, and I think I even have some people staying on again. From Hawaii to Vancouver. Is anybody on that cruise? 16 days with us? Okay. It's a we'll take a few cities and then we'll do Alaska. Now, of course, you don't ever have to do that cruise back to back. It is a part of our repositioning cruise. So if you want to do that as its own entity, we do always have dates kind of around April to go to Hawaii to Vancouver, or from Vancouver to Hawaii around September, early September, October time. So do keep an eye out for those itineraries as well. Now the last link of different itineraries that I'm going to mention is heading towards South America. Now with these cruises, again, you can do a lot of them back-to-back, or you can do them separately. Now where this cruise will start is in Rio de Janeiro. Now with Rio de Janeiro, so much of the city is so close to where we dock. So if you want to see the Chrysler Redeemer take off another 7 more wonder that will overlook the whole city, you do have enough time to go up to the Chrysler Redeemer. You can take several ways to get there. We don't have a photo on it, but you can take several ways to get there. You can walk if you feel adventurous. I would walk. You can take the train or you can take the bus. Both the bus and the train take the same amount of time. I've done both. They're both fine, they're both enjoyable, so whatever suits you. When you get up to the Chrysler Redeemer, the monument platform is quite small. So definitely take your photos of Chrysler Redeemer, soak in the views, but if you just want to see more of the views, but a less crowded place, that's when I would say head up to the Sugarloaf Mountains. First time I was in Brazil, I did not go to Sugarloaf, and I regretted it, so don't make the same mistake. Head to the Sugarloaf Mountains. There are 2 peaks that overlook the city. You take a cable car to get in between them all, but on the top of these mountains, you have cafes, restaurants, you have the same view as the Chrysler Redeemer. And it's just a little bit more pleasurable, a little bit more, you can do it as your leisure. So I definitely recommend that for you. And then you have the 2 famous beaches, in Ipanema and Copacabana. Copacabana being a little bit more famous, the song and everything. If you ever get lost, look down, basically. So Copacabana and Ipanema, they kind of hug the city of Rio. So if you're trying to find out if you're on the Ipanema side or the Copacabana side, you just look down on the tiles that you're walking on. So as you can see on Ipanema, they are your square kind of tiles, and Copacabana is squiggly ones. So that is how you find your way when you're in Rio. Now this cruise will do a bunch of Brazilian ports of call, and then it'll get yourself to Buenos Aires, Argentina. Don't hear it, sugar. What's a top price of that? Just look behind you. So where you're going to end the cruise is going to be in Buenos Aires, the capital of Argentina. It is your Europe in Latin America, and you'll see very historical looking European cities amongst the city itself. Again, if you're wanting to do something a little bit different, take a tango class or watch a tango show. If you're a fan of steak, there's a steakhouse on every corner. This city or this country is the highest consumption of red meat, especially beef, in the whole world. So you'll definitely not be lost if you like a little bit of other meat. That is going to be in Buenos Aires for you. Now, if you wanted to, this is kind of a repositioning cruise from Rio down to Buenos Aires. You can stay on the ship from Buenos Aires to Chile. Now, on the Buenos Aires to Chile, you do go around the Cape Horn. You'll have a couple of different resorts. You will see 3 countries in South America. You're also going to go to Uruguay, Montevideo. Montevideo has a very charming capital of Uruguay. Again, I'm going to see that like Ryan a little bit too much. I promise you it's the same consumption. Again, you have great wineries. They're in Montevideo. You have Puerto Madrid, which you'll find the largest nesting grounds because of adorable little penguins that are there. You've got the Falkland Islands, which is actually a British territory. So as much as you are in the vicinity of South America, this is a British territory. So English is the official language. You'll find a lot of English-style, traditional-style pubs. Here, it's very small. There's not a lot of population. In fact, the jail that is there only holds 13 people, so don't get in trouble. There's not enough space for you. And then you go to a couple of other places in Argentina, like Uruguay, you've got beautiful nature trails and lakes and beaches. Again, a little bit of everybody And then we're going to end the cruise with San Antonio or Santiago to Community Port in Chile. What I love about the city is it's very unique. You have your skyscraper buildings, but it's surrounded by these beautiful mountains that are covered by snow. So I have these skiers. There's some great ski resorts that you can see, but you'll just encompass this beautiful scenery all around you. Okay, so this is going to be your route. So you do San Antonio or Santiago, or to Buenos Aires, or vice versa. Doesn't matter which way that you do it. When I do get a little bit of house weather, we go around Cape Horn. Now it can get a little funky. When I say a little bit, I only mean a lot. So please keep that in mind. I don't want that to deter you, but it can get just a little bit moving. I'm going to show you. Sometimes we have a few cities surrounding it, so we know it's going to be too long for one day, we can always delay it for the next day. And we all have time as well to see the Chilean fjords that are there. Now my last destination I mentioned are brand new Port of Call and Now, it's but at the moment, we cannot step off the ship. Now that could change as things are always changing. But at the moment, it's going to be like a scenic seating. We go down to Antarctic Island, we go down to Section Island and Elephant Island. And if anybody has been to Alaska, it's a similar experience because you're sailing through the beautiful glaciers, you see all the ice and the you see all just like that step onto the continent. Keep an eye on the website, keep the news running, and never know. This cruise is around Buenos Aires. So again, you could do, let's say, Chile to Buenos Aires, and then do the Buenos Aires Antarctica. Some of the dates will link up, not all of them, but some will link up, but you need to go together. Now, that is it for the extraordinary journeys. Does not mean there is not several other extraordinary journeys that you can take. Just some of them I have not mentioned in the slides because they're either brand new or because I'm talking about a presentation that lists all the other itineraries. I see some coffee. I'm going to switch it now. Since I'm no longer a coffee, I'm going to tickle my throat. I was trying to explain this again. So with the deposits,
이렇게 좀 오랜 시간 동안 40분이 넘는 시간 동안 새로운 기항지들을 봤습니다. 제일 땡기는 데가 저는 그린란드, 남극도 땡기고 그 다음에 아프리카, 서부 아프리카는 거의 본 적이 없어요. 서부 아프리카 서부 쪽 그쪽도 땡기고 물론 아프리카 다 안 가봤지만 재밌는 코스들이 많습니다. 아이고 기회가 된다면 다 가고 싶은데 뭐 살아생전에는 갈 수 있겠죠. 이렇게 크루즈 코스들을 설명하는 것을 들어봤습니다.
Let's starting now on. We have to think of we have to think of the answer. It will be getting more
문제는 너무
difficult.
쉬웠죠?
Alright, so let's move on and let's check all your answers.
1번부터 이제 갑니다.
Before Miley Cyrus recorded Wrecking Ball, it was offered to which singer? Any clue? Any guess? No? Taylor Swift? No? Lady Gaga? No? Christina Aguilera? Katy Perry? No? Pink? No? Madonna? No? The answer is Beyonce. Anybody got the correct answer for this? Can you imagine Beyonce singing Wrecking Ball? Right? So the answer for the first question is Beyonce. Next question, which country produces the most coffee in the world? I heard the answer, it's Brazil. What is the what is the common name for dried plums? It's prunes.
맞았죠.
What does BMW stand for in English? If your answer is Bavarian Motor Works, you got it right. What is the painting La Gioconda, more usually known as? It's Mona Lisa. Ludwig van Beethoven was born in 1770 in which city? Nope. Nope. Vienna, nope. Hamburg, almost, but the answer for this is Berlin.
베를린 태생이군요. 베트맨이.
Moving on to number 7. In a bingo game, which number is represented by the phrase two little ducks?
22.
It's 22. Tennis star Serena Williams won which major tournament while pregnant with her first child? I heard the answer. It's Australian Open. Which singer's real name is Stephanie Joanne Angelina Germanotta? Yes, it's Lady G or Lady Gaga. She's Stephanie Joanne Angelina Germanotta. Oh, Germanotta. Next, which country consumes the most chocolate per capita? It's Switzerland. In the United Kingdom, what is the name after Christmas known as? It's Boxing Day.
이의를 제기하고 있습니다.
Alright, there's a correction. In the previous question, Ludwig van Beethoven was born in 1970 in which city? It is Bonn, B-O-N-N. By Wikipedia.
아 이거 제가 알려줬어요.
Alright, it's B-O-N-N.
그렇죠.
Moving on, in the United Kingdom, wow, we've done this, right? Boxing Day, number 11. Which of Shakespeare's plays is the longest? I heard the answer. It's Hamlet.
Oh, yeah.
Who was the first female Prime Minister of Great Britain? Got it right? It's Margaret Thatcher.
잘 가고 있죠.
In which of Britney's video does she appear as a stewardess or a flight attendant? Come again? Got it right. It's Britney Spears Toxic. But the answer is Britney Spears. But the answer is Toxic.
아무도 몰랐습니다 우리.
It's her single. Moving on, what country has the world's most ancient forest?
브라질인 것 같은데.
It's Australia.
우리는 캘리포니아로 왔어요.
Which chess piece can only move diagonally? It's a bishop. Whose well-known artist invented scissors?
이건 몰랐어요.
I heard the answer from there. It's Leonardo da Vinci.
천재입니다. 모르는 게 없어요.
Where did Heineken beer originate?
폴란드, 암스테르담.
I heard the answer here. It's the Netherlands. In which city did Hitler commit suicide?
베를린.
It's Berlin.
이게 베를린이지.
And for the last number, what country
Japan.
has the most vending machines per capita? It's Japan.
네, 제가 유일하게 하나 알려준 정답입니다.
Japan.
네, 이렇게 해서 우리 팀 다
Right, so please
풀었고.
study your scores. Let's see.
어유, 많이 맞췄어요.
Our progressive trivia.
아유,
Day
15점.
three.
네, 제가 도움이 별로 안 됐습니다.
in the room for that to be it. So I'm going to ask one more time. How's everybody doing? Thank you very much. It's so lovely to see so many people here. Those who have not met
진짜
me
많이
yet,
왔습니다,
my name is
사람들이.
Stephanie. I'm your cruise next manager here on board. And welcome on board the Spirit. Now, has anybody got on board March 16th? So they're back to back. I know there's probably quite a few. Okay. Quite a February. February, okay, so I got someone way before that. So you might have noticed there's been a little change. I am not Rodan. So I'll be with you if anybody is staying for the previous, next cruises. Okay, I knew there was going to be even more of you. So, okay, April 12th onwards, and maybe even beyond that. You know, I have a few guests that are staying till May 17th or before or longer, so that's amazing. So I don't want to take up too much of your time. I want to say thank you for being here and thank you for continuously cruising with the region. Has anybody been on the Spirit before? Right. And those people on the Spirit, were you here before the refurbishment? Yeah, that was me too. The last time I was here in 2019 and also 2017. So it's my first time since then. I think we all agree she looks stunning. You did an amazing job on her. Well, if you don't know, it's a little fact for you. Norwegian is taking over the world. Obviously, in terms of where we're going, we are having brand new destinations come out. The ones that we've always had, our South American cruises, our South African cruises, but we're now exploring even more of Asia. We're finally
오후에
going
했던
to the
얘기를
Philippines,
거의
we're
또
going
똑같이
back to
하네요.
India after all those years. Going to brand new ports like Kenza.
이렇게 많은 사람들이 와 있고.
Kenya.
우리 테이블입니다. 지금 4명 앉아 있는데
There is so many
술을 그냥
places. So
겁나게 먹고 있죠?
check those out, and of course,
우리
we're
트리비아.
brand new ships. We've
제가
all heard
오늘부터
about
합류하게 된 우리
Korea,
트리비아
but
팀입니다.
we have 6 of those new ships coming out every year until every single one of them is out. Now, yes, I am partly telling you this because I want to brag about the region, but the main reason I'm telling you this because it would not be possible without every single one of you in this room. You are our highest latitude guests. You're the ones that are continuously cruising with us. You're choosing the region time and time again. So would it be possible for us bringing out all these new ships and all these new itineraries if it wasn't for you? And that is why we put on this party.
그냥 일단 제가 그동안에 탔던 노르웨이전의 이제 이 레티튜드 멤버 파티는 여기는 좀 달라요. 그냥 여기는 이제 선장을 비롯한 우리 릴리 인싸 완전히 선장을 비롯한 여기 이제 오피서 시니어 오피서들이 뭐 소개 인사를 하고 뭐 뭔가 말을 하고 막 그랬는데 여기는 그런 거 별로 없어요. 여기 넥스 투어 데스크 매니저가 그냥 뭐 한 2분 얘기하고 나서 나머지는 그냥 계속 술만 먹고 얘기하고 저 연주 듣고 막 이렇게 합니다. 약간 방식이 다른데 저 혼자 있었으면 되게 뻘쭘했을 뻔했습니다. 우리 릴리 저 줄리 사람 데리고 왔습니다. 레스토랑 매니저. Nice to meet you.
Very good, very good, very good. My uncle was the prime minister of our country.
우리 줄리는 인싸.